Happy New Year, my name is Sydney and welcome to the Drunken Ork. This is just a quick showcase video. I say quick, ideally it'll be quick. I'm only aiming for 10 minutes, but I think I'm getting closer to 20 to be honest with you. And it's to show you a couple of things that I put together in December for the Ork community Facebook group, Deffcember, where you had to design a Killer Khan or Deff Dread or any of the Gorkanaut, Stompers, the Walkanaut, all that sort of stuff. Just design one, put one together, paint the official kit, scratch, but whatever you want us to do, and put it together and see what goes on. Now, it's a lot of fun. It's a friendly competition. I've done a couple, and I just wanted to put a little video together since it's been a few weeks since I've done one to show you what I've done. So, no point waiting, is there? Let's get cracking straight off. Well, there's a picture of the first one. It's the Deff Dread, and it's doing a flying kick into a Space Marine's chest. And that's pretty much all you can say about what it is, other than it's a Deff Skull Deff Dread with 2 custom Mega Blasters and 2, well, I'm running them as Power Claws, but the good thing about those particular things is you could also run them as Saws, I suppose. But yeah, let's have a look at the model itself. There it is. So, like I say, Deff Dread, not a lot of work to be fair put into the Deff Dread itself to achieve the pose. The arms are just the lower arms with, like I say, those, I mean, a little bit clawy, but they could be a bit sawy as well. Same with that one. It's got the claw elements as well, so run with whatever you want. But just standard lower arms. I used the lower ones because the bigger arms just were too clunky and cumbersome to get the sort of pose I wanted. That's vaguely a a martial arts pose. As you can see, I'm trained in the competitive arts, but I'm not really. Obviously, yeah, and the guns, the custom Mega Blaster there, and obviously there, were just mounted onto the larger ball joints from the big arms and just stuck straight into it. The only thing I had to do really was the leg, which I straightened. So compare that to that leg, which is pretty much a standard leg, just with the toes cut down. You see along here, that line there, just cut there, cut the piston off, reattach it. Reattach it, would have been coming out of there, but instead I attached it to there. And then likewise with the foot, cut the foot off there and reattach it to here, just to make a nice long straight leg. The Marine, to be fair, I didn't have any spare Marines knocking about, so he's a bit of a mismatch. The lower legs are from I think it's a Gravis Captain from Dark Imperium. The upper legs or thighs and torso are an Aggressor. As is the helmet. I think that's also an Aggressor helmet. The pauldrons are from Intercessor, Infiltrators. The arms are standard Tactical Marines. And the backpack is also off the Gravis Captain. And he's, I mean, you can see here it's a bit chunky really on close inspection, but the back of his torso and his arse plate, I'm not sure on the technical term for that, but his arse plate and torso are just green stuff. Just packed in, so he's got a solid green stuff core, and then there's a pin running from hip to thigh on the Deff Dread, then from knee to shin, and then running through the foot. I think it actually starts lower shin, runs through the foot into his chest, and then finally, I believe, yeah, it's that leg, goes from his knee down through that leg into the base. Then under the base, just bent in the right angle, and a little blob of green stuff just to hold it in place. No need for any weights or anything. You know, if you tip them, it's just a centre of gravity. I don't really have the understanding to explain to you why, other than I figure the centre of gravity was about here. Due to it's got a far lean to the left, we'll say, and the centre of gravity over the base, so it never even entered my head that it would need weights. I just thought that'll work. Other than that, though, it's just a really weathered Deff Dread. Yeah, knife spilling from the Marine's hand there. And he's staggering back. I spent ages trying to work out the position of the Marine, because I was building them up. I could put him anywhere I wanted, really. And he's positioned to get a kick on his right pauldron around here. But it ended up being more left chest, because that was the best place to fasten it. So yeah, you know, you don't really, it's not a big thing. And as for the decals on him, people going, so he's a blood drinker. I just picked some transfers that fit on the pauldrons. I don't really know about Marines that much. Certainly not blood angels or blood drinkers. But a happy accident. I will say one thing that happened. Originally, he had a different decal on the front of the can. It was a rising sun symbol, because I wanted something that was a little bit martial artsy, a little bit, you know, Far East, what have you. And the rising sun, quite a striking image, so I went with that. Painted it on. I did think about putting the flag of Hong Kong on, since at this point I'd thought Jackie Chan. That's a nice little name, nice pun. So I thought it was an homage to him because he's from Hong Kong. But I went with the rising sun. Stuck it on Reddit. Got over 4,500 upvotes. Lots of positive comments, and a few comments saying, "Why are you using a hate symbol?" Which was quite shocking to me, because I didn't think of it like that. Certainly wasn't intended like that. And because it was just basically put on a bit of a whim, to be fair, I didn't see the point of, you know, being a prick about it. So I went and repainted it, and I was actually going to repaint it with the Hong Kong flag, which is a lovely flag, but it wasn't the strongest of image for something of this scale. It just being a red square with a little lotus flower about that big. But as I was repainting it white to get a decent coverage on it, I thought, oh, hang on a minute, yin and yang. And I played with trying to do sort of an orky yin and yang, but it didn't look like yin and yang. So I thought, yin and yang? Yeah. I thought, yeah, we'll do it just like that. Anyway, yeah, so that was the first one I finished, and I put that in for the Deffcember competition. But I also had another daft idea, which I wanted to work on, which involved a Deff Dread and a Space Marine Outrider bike. So here's that one. So this was my second entry for Deffcember. I wanted to have a Deff Dread riding on an Outrider bike. And I thought it would be class, just with his knees up by his chin and his elbows out, because it's obviously a tiny little bike. I thought it'd be great. And as I was trying to put them together, I also had the idea, as my mind's constantly racing, trying to think of terrible orc related puns, to go with Judge Deff Dread. Deff Dread, created by my Mad Mech Leonardo Ork Deff, which would basically take the role of a Judicia on the battlefield. Judicia? Judicar? J-Dog? You know who I mean. So yeah, Judge Deff Dread on Warmaster. Got a Wargiver. The puns come thick and fast, to be fair with this one, it's too easy. I am the Claw. But the main problem was getting the helmet. So anyway, let's get the model up. Right, so there's the model. So as you can see, again, it's another steady one. There's no, it looks like you might be a little bit heavy off to the back there, but he's not. It was going to be just level, or possibly even going downhill, but I changed it in the end to be leaping off a rock, because I can't resist myself. But you can see he's got his knees are up. I had to use the lower arm here. I had to cut that slightly to get in and bend the angle in, just to get it reaching where the handlebars are. And that was just a little resin fist I had off a big robotic orc armour. I can't remember where I got it from, but yeah, that's there. Other than that, custom Mega Blaster, nothing out of the ordinary there. Big claw, exactly the same as normal. Basic pipes, and the only reason for that was I was looking for orc exhaust for something else, and then any excuse to save them. Again, Again, another arm, that's the lower arm, and that arm is just a normal big arm, but I snipped it and stuck the custom Mega Blaster on, because I wanted the Mega Blaster on an arm to look more like a pistol that the judges use, and then just stuck the little copper ball and what have you on the top. The big pauldron, she's got the little one and the big one, because Judge Dredd's got off-size pauldrons. To be honest with you, as basic as you can get. I think it's a chin plate, another chin plate, and a normal pauldron, just all basically stuck together, trimmed slightly to fit. Simple as that. The head, I went for the standard chin because I thought it had that kind of, you know, the square jaw of Judge Dredd. And the head was just a little yellow capsule from a Kinder Egg, sort of cut to fit roughly. They had to shave off the Kinder logo, obviously, but cut to fit roughly the right sort of shape. It goes to about here. It goes to about there. And then green stuff for the lower parts of the helmet. And I think it's, in fact, I've got it here. Not the camera there, clever lad. This stuff is, I think it's fantastic. Plastic putty from Vallejo, and just basically pipe it on. It comes out like a Greek yogurt, and you put it on, and you put it in a roughly the sort of shape, you know, just roughly where you want it. Dab it on, don't be shy, squirt it on as much as you want, and when it dries, you can just go around with a scalpel or any craft knife and just trim it, and it just peels away. If you key it slightly first, it'll get a better adherence, but then when you just trim it away, and it just scrapes away very, very easy. And well, if you scrape it away and leave what you want there, and you can get that shape. Now, I sanded it, and I could have kept on going. I got a nice smooth finish, but because it's Orky, I wasn't bothered about it being perfect. So here's a shot of the head whilst it was under construction, and I mean, to be honest with you, there's a few times I'm doing stuff like this, I look at it and think, nah, I'm just gonna bin this. This is utter shite. But you've just got to keep at it. And at the end, it does seem to pull together. It's pretty much what I wanted. But at this point, on this photo, I was thinking, nah, terrible. I mean, it didn't have the chin on at that point. Obviously, it was just the body, and I had the legs in place. But that was it. There we go. That's early work in progress. That's just basically with the bike fixed to the, well, plugged into the base. And I was just checking out the possibility of getting a Deff Dread to sit on the bike, and you know what? It's just one of those things that just made us laugh. I thought it was a really good fit. I don't know why all Deff Dreads aren't fit on their Outrider bikes. Fine. And then, like I say, I wanted a badge. I wasn't going to make it a proper 2000 AD Judge Dread badge, so I found something that was fit. But yep, that'll do. Nice gold badge there. And the visor was just literally painted black and glossed. To give it that sort of, I don't know if it's going to catch your light there at all, but gives it more of, you know, glass effect. Anywho, that's the second one. Thanks, Plastic Putty. They're the two models I did for Deffcember, and then I could only enter one, and I had a bit of a, well, Sophie's choice really. Well, it's a little bit dramatic, isn't it? It was a bit of a dilemma. In the end, I put Judge Deff Dread forward over Jackie Chan because he was newer and therefore he was a shiny thing, and I was more pleased with that because this was old hat, in the same way that, you know, if you're an older child, you know what I mean, the youngest, the newest, the freshest gets all the attention, and the old one, even though it's technically far better, just gets left behind. But it's only a bit of fun, so it doesn't really matter. And there's a shot of the whole Deff Dread squad. 3 Deff Skull Deff Dreads, all equipped with 2 Power Claws and 2 custom Mega Blasters. Jackie Chan, Judge Deff Dread, and my original Deff Dread, who, to be fair, hasn't got a name. I think I'll basically just go with Ludo for him, because that was the name of the big ginger hairy thing from the David Bowie film, Labyrinth. And he's been compared to him before. I'm still that G again. So for want of a better name, I think I'm going to stick with that. But anyway, that's Deff's Deff Dreads. Deff Dreads. So they were my entries into Deffcember. I really enjoyed Deffcember. I thought it was a good competition. I think the Deff Dread kit's fantastic. Same as the Killer Khans are both great kits for converting and sculpting. There's loads of scope. People don't necessarily think that. They always seem to do static poses. But, you know, I've done running, jumping, flying, kicking, riding little teeny tiny bikes. You know, I've got a few more to go through. There's no month to do that. I think the next one's January, and the squigs. I've only got bomb squigs. Not a great deal of scope with them, unless, you know, maybe I'm wrong. But I'll get them done because I need doing anyway. I'm going to have a video coming out very soon as well, showing you what happened to the kill tank. I unboxed and primed in the last video. That was back at the start of December. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I've done a video. So yeah, I need to get back in the saddle. Christmas happened, you know. It's a difficult time, wasn't it? But yeah, that's it really. So until then, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Why not share? Your friends might want to see an old Geordie man talk about his toys. You never know. And I'll catch you next time. Have a great 2021 and take care. Bye bye.